Today's date, February 24th, 2026. Which, fun fact actually that I just thought of, if you add the month to the day, you get the year. I used to do it all the time in school and I thought it was pretty fun and pretty cool. No one gave a f. Anyways, 6 years ago from today's date, I was 15 years old and the year was 2020. For those of you who don't remember 2020, which I highly doubt, let's just say we were in for a wild and bumpy ride. Thankfully, all my family made it out okay. As for me though, it was a pretty rough patch. It was a really dark time. It gave me a chance to grow, to truly understand who I was, and just to figure out who I wanted to be. When I was 15, I could say that I truly started to mature and start to become an adult. Which some of you may think 15, that's kind of young to be adulting, don't you think? And I agree. But some of us have to move faster than others. The path was bumpy, that's for sure. But 6 years later, I'm still here. Let's go. You know, 1 second, I should probably make my bed first. You may be wondering where we are, and this is one of the hiking trails we used to take, my family and I, during quarantine. Once some of the restrictions started to lift up, I mean, it was a pretty easy way to just connect with nature. At the same time, it was easy to keep the 6 feet distance from everyone else, since it's such a big path. Dude, I'm already winded. Now you may be asking, Bran, why the f are we outside and not in your comfortable room? I have the same question. But my manager Sabrina said that it would be important to change the background and just overall what I'm doing just to catch interest. I think she just wanted me to go on a hike. But anyways, I'm already tired. So being back here kind of brings a lot of memories. Like I said, we would come here almost all the time during 2020, back when I was 15. And thinking about it, I have grown a lot. Talk about some of the things I learned on my journey to adulthood that would have been good to know when I was 15. So come along and chat with me. Anyways, a very important lesson that I learned growing up is that it's important to rely on people. I feel like most of my life, I was just like, kind of forced to be alone. Felt like if I asked for help, I felt like I was a bother. It was really difficult for me to just talk about stuff. As a kid, I always felt like I was alone. Felt like I always had to work on things by myself, and it was kind of pathetic to ask for help. Yeah, I don't know if there's a name for that. Maybe there is. If there is, I'll define it on screen. But yeah, it really held me back, and it really made it difficult for me to make friends. You have to remember that people love you, and people will want to help you. You're not a burden to them whatsoever. Many times I felt like a burden to my family, to my friends, which is why I hid a lot, trying to find solutions to my own problems. But it's important to know that the people around you do love you and do care for you. It's important for you to rely on them. So I guess if you want to consider that lesson number 1, my God, I'm tired. If you want to consider that lesson number 1, don't be ashamed to ask for help and to rely on others. Trust me, life's gonna be a lot easier once you do. I hope you guys can hear the nature around me. It's really nice. Birds chirping. This is one time I found a coyote walking here. That's crazy. He didn't attack us or anything. It was just like walking down the path. I guess you could also consider that a lesson, no? Don't bother nature, because if not, they're gonna bother you back. Anyways, one other thing that I learned that was very important is just to be yourself. I know that sounds cheesy and like everyone says that, but I tell you from the bottom of my heart, once I started being myself, I felt like I was liberated. Like there was like chains just ripped off of me. If it helps, people are always gonna judge. Even if you try to put on your best performance, and if you try to pretend to be perfect, people are gonna judge regardless. So at this point, just be who you are. Remember when I was a kid, I would be bullied for liking Mario instead of playing like those violent video games. And for a time, I stopped. I decided to play those violent video games even though I didn't like them. Taking a breather, even though we're halfway up, I'm already exhausted. I've seen a lot of people pass by. Thankfully, they don't give a f about what I'm doing, so think that's LA in general. They don't really care if you're recording yourself. That's kind of the norm at this point. One other thing I want to talk about is just that don't be scared to make friends. It's very important to do so, actually. Helps you with the first two things that I talked about. I know it could be difficult. You don't know if you're gonna hit it off with the person or not. But it's always best to try. It's important to find your people. Even more important when you need help. It took me a while to find a good group of friends that I could trust and actually knew that they cared for me and loved me for who I was. And that really helped me a lot, especially during those dark times that I mentioned. And along with that, it's also important to know that friends aren't always forever. Sometimes you click with someone and then later on it doesn't work out. A bunch of flies. I had a couple of friendships that fizzle out. But it's important to know that sometimes it's not your fault and it's not their fault either. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But regardless, I encourage you to look for your people and find community because that's important, especially during these dark times. I think I'm good to go. Okay, let's keep going. So genuinely, it's been a while since I've been on this hike and I don't know where to go. Go up. Let's hope this is the right path. Well, anyway, speaking about different paths, it's a very important segue to what I'm about to say next. Life can lead you down different paths. You might not know which one's the right one to take. But that's the thing. Many times you're going to be presented with multiple paths. You just have to pick one and wish for the best. Important thing that I learned, I believe more so in college now, that there's many paths to take to get to one destination. So don't think that you have to force yourself down a specific path just to get where you want to be. And it's also okay to diverge from that path. You may think you were made for one thing, then you figure out later you actually don't like it. You know, I was supposed to be an architect. In high school, I promised myself to work through that, go to a good university, and become an architect. Literally one weekend, I figured out this is actually not for me. Thinking about the pipeline is crazy. Going from architect to YouTuber is actually kind of crazy. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what path you take, even if you think it's the wrong one. As long as you keep moving forward, that's what matters. And eventually, you'll make it where you want to be. That was kind of cringe, I'm sorry, but I do like the view. Okay, after like what, 20 minutes, I think we finally made it to the actual path. It's a lot easier to walk down. That means we're about good over halfway for where I wanted to go. It's also a lot easier to walk this path. I don't know really about the concrete floor, that just makes it a lot easier on my feet. Just goes to what I was saying before. This path looks different than the other one, but regardless, it's a lot better to take this one than the other one that actually hurts you. But yeah, anyway, we're almost there. There's a lot of people running, which makes me feel kind of like the odd man out. I'm the only one that's walking, recording myself. Everyone else is locked in. Makes me feel like I should run. Nope, I'm just kidding. Well, that actually goes into my other point that I wanted to make. You know what? I'm so good at these transitions, huh? Maybe you should subscribe. Anyways, back to the point. Even though, like I said, it feels like I'm the odd one out because I'm the only one that's recording and walking instead of running, doesn't mean I'm not meant to be here. There's always gonna be people that seem like they're better at you at something or seem better put together than you are. That's okay. Doesn't mean that they're the enemy. It just means that they've been at it longer than you have. And don't feel like you're an outsider or that you don't belong somewhere just because you don't look like the other people. Like I said, I'm the only one not running, and yet still, I'm here. And let's keep going. We're actually almost there, just 5 minutes more. Let's go. Thankfully, the rest of it is downhill. The problem is going back up this huge hill once we're done. Okay, finally made it to the end of the journey. We'll be a bit quieter because there's a lot of people here. But this is called Peanut Lake, which is very ironic since it's more so a pond than a lake, but I digress. So, we're gonna end it here. By it, I mean the video, not anything else. Don't worry, I don't want you calling people. I'm okay. There's also another reason as to why I picked to film this video outside on a hiking trail, no less. Besides the fact that I would have benefited from a hike. This hike was a metaphor for my past 6 years of life. the bottom of the path, represented when I was 15, and finally arriving here at the end. It's how far I've come. It's important to take a look back at all the things we've been through and all the things that we have accomplished. There's many times I've told my friends that I just sit down and I'm like, I feel like I haven't done much. But when you look back, you realize you have. Your development and your growth may not look as big or drastic as other people, but that doesn't mean you haven't grown as a person. And I really hope, although this may be a nice place to stop, there's still more we have to go through. The journey isn't over yet, my friends. So, we have to get back up and keep going. I know in this metaphor, it makes you think that we're actually going somewhere else, but I'm actually going home, so. You won't catch me dead going up that hill. We're taking the shortcut. Actually, when you look at it, the shortcut's a lot nicer than going up that hill. Well, at this point, anything to not go up that hill. Conveniently a chair there. Huh. Anyways, Divas, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something. This was not made specifically for people that are 15 or 16. It's made for everyone. Sometimes there's lessons that you could learn even as an adult. Again, special thanks to my manager, Sabrina, who suggested the change in scenery. I hope it looks good. If not, then I'm sorry. And Divas, thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It will really help me out. And go ahead and comment. Oh no, ask Sabrina. Whatever she wants you to comment, I'll put it right here. Anyway, that's it for me today, Divalicious Baddies. And hopefully we'll see you NT. See you next time. Bye.